Well, as we go through my review of classic Doctor Who, it's always of in some importance to note that there are some episodes far greater than others, even though, I like the series in total. Well, until recently, yeah. But anyway, this is one of the episodes that really just stuck in my mind, and and some of it, I was going to say, well, it's kind of a simple one, but at the same time, that plays to it, to its power, if you will. And that would be the horror of Fang Rock, and it's another one of these where they talk about the gothic horror themes of this era of Tom Baker's Doctor Who stories. And in some ways, I get the same sort of feeling about it as I would with the Seeds of Doom, in that it's kind of reminiscent of the treatment to The Thing, which came much later. Now, Seeds of Doom is much closer to that. But here, in the basics of people are trapped, they can't get out, and they're slowly being hunted by a monster that's an alien. And so you've got that nature there about it. And this is where you are. Now, horror of Fang Rock itself is a small little island with a lighthouse on it. And lighthouses, well, they're there to help guide ships through the dark nights and the fog and all that. And that's what you got here. So you got a crew of 3 guys. And, well, they see one of them, the young guy, sees a strange light streak across, and, so what? Shooting star, No. No. Yeah, it's a spaceship. And this is one of these episodes that does give you some more establishment of the overall Doctor Who lore, and lays down some amount of detail about the Suntarans, who do not appear here, but they're arch enemies. Well, one of their arch enemies, anyway. The Rutons, which we'd heard about them, but we hadn't seen them. And the whole thing about the Suntarans is they're constantly looking for means to get the advantage in their ongoing war with the Rutons. And so we finally get to see a Ruton. Well, it doesn't look like a Suntaran, no. It's basically a green glowing jellyfish. And for the most part, you're going to see its eye view and that sort of thing, and that's the means by which, with the limited effects and budget and whatnot, what you could do back in those times. But it works, and that's another thing about the cleverness of this crew, of how they're able to utilize to make less more, with camera angles, again, lighting sets, all that sort of stuff, and they kept it very close and contained, and it works beautifully, and it fits in with the eerie, creepy nature and the use of fog and all that sort of thing. And it fits. However, I guess you could argue the Doctor fails, because other than the Doctor and Leela, spoiler, everybody dies. So I guess, well, boy, it really is a horror movie type scenario. So basically, the TARDIS arrives, the Doctor's trying to get, I forget where, and of course he doesn't, and oh, well, look at this place. And then right off the bat, stumbling, oh, well, one of the crew's dead, and then, we're off to the races here. And then a ship comes along, and the lighthouse is down. They keep losing electrical power. They can't quite figure out how to restore it. What's going on? Well, it's the interference from the Ruton. And a ship comes aground on the island, and they have to abandon it, and the people come in. Well, it's only 3 of them, too. Apparently, I guess I can't remember if I think they did speak to the crew of the ship was lost. So anyway, it's 2 guys and a woman, and one of the guys is some politically connected guy, and he's up to no good. And so he's more concerned about his fortunes and whatnot, and of course this ends up being his undoing. And slowly but surely, the Ruton takes them all. And has this means by what either it electrocutes you to death, or no, that's what it does. It electrocutes you to death, and then it might even assume your appearance. It does that in the case of the character of Reuben, and but eventually the Doctor figures out what's going on here, and then even has a little conversation with the glowing jellyfish on the stairway. And stuff like that. So, and of course, more scenes of Leela not afraid to go in the dark, as long as she's got her knife with her, which, it would have been pretty useless against the Ruton. But, of course, the Doctor gets the better of it, and as it's horribly wounded and dying. Of course, Leela can't help herself but gloat. But it's this interesting thing, and now the doctor doesn't approve of it, but at the same time, it's like, what's he going to do? And that's the way she is. And he acknowledges he doesn't like it, but, it's the way she is, and he's not going to really do much about it. Not that there was anything he could do. And meanwhile, you've got to save the Earth from becoming a battlefield or site or whatever for the Sartan-Rutan War and all that. I kind of wish there was more to that. And I would have thought they could have utilized that in the newer series, especially with the effects of today. But, well, not really. They didn't. And the Suntarns just became a prop for, more sermons. So an excellent episode, easily one of the best of all Doctor Who, really, in a lot of ways, and certainly to the value of less is more, and they show you how it's done. There's so many lessons from this era of Doctor Who, and all the people who complain about no budget and all this type of thing, it's still doable. And of course, even these guys complained about that, but they were just better. They just were in concept and plot and what have you. And so, you had this atmosphere of darkness and creepiness and monsters and fear, all the elements of horror, and yet your hero just laughs at it all because he's a little nuts. But of course, he couldn't save everybody this time. But look, he tried, and a lot of times, and in some cases, you could say they were, especially the lighthouse crew, were completely innocent. The other guys, they kind of walked into it because they were too greedy and stuff, So, yeah. So he could feel bad about 3 hours. Well, I guess the lady, she was just sort of crying all the time, and she didn't really cause her doom. But Leela couldn't stand her. But the Earth, yes, the billions of people were saved, thanks to Doctor Who. All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. Hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.